Dum da da dum da 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 dum. A Farmer Ben's Productions. Oi! Get off my land! In association with Pan American Airlines. In colour. Winning with battle items. A Farmer Ben's Productions. Oi! Get off my land! In association with Pan American Airlines. In colour.
Hello, hello, hello. Farmer Ben back again. Just going to continue with the raid tournament today. Just so that people know, unfortunately I started recording and my phone ran out of memory space and then it deleted the video, which is why you will see that I've now gained another defeat. Hurrah! Hooray! So I have one more defeat and I will be going crashing out of this raid tournament. My raid tournament team were defeated by a team we should have walked all over, but the screen was pretty horrific, or from my point of view, pretty horrific. I am blaming the screen, which is what I feel at liberty to do, but yeah, maybe it's my fault. Who knows? Who knows? Oh. Anyway, some people have been complaining that the leaderboard reflects people who are setting up deliberately low teams. I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing like deliberately low teams to score points. They're all sort of, you know, pretty reasonable, the teams that appear to be in here. Mainly they've all got sort of buffed up 3 stars. It's kind of what you'd expect, really. So I'm not seeing that so much. There does seem to be an element of luck. I don't know if people have spent gems to continue. I don't know if I'll spend gems to continue. I suppose it depends how many gems it costs. I don't know why I'm looking at the loot, because we know that was nerfed. My ranking, my teams, my defense team, my attack team, there we are. See, I just lost to Kithoblible, who I'm assuming is from, well, looking at the language, I would assume that that is somebody from Scotland. We also have defences, my defence teams. My defence team doing a lot better, actually. Lots of successes, Rixel, blah, 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 blah. Lots of wins there, few losses. More wins than losses, which is good. So, you know, quite a good return, really, on my defence team. My score, 2935. You could see that people in the top had like 6,000 odd team scores. I'm obviously not that close to the top. Luck not entirely been on my side. So we'll see how it goes. We're going to go up against another team. Now, this team, again, a little bit weaker than me. Rainbow team. They have got Kaylani in the centre, so I am going to be swapping, sorry, not trying to swap in a couple more purples. I'm going to be changing my own tactics a little bit. What I found is that with the raid tournaments, I've had some awful screens, and I've watched as I've gone, oh, hello, go away little machine. I have managed to not score the kind of points that I was hoping for, so I am going to have to change my tactics a little bit. Do I want, no, I'm going to go for, there we are. So I'm going to go, instead of, normally as you will have noticed, I go 3 of the colour against the tank, 3, 1, 1. Now I'm going to be changing it. I'm going to try 2, 1, 1, 1. It gives me a bit more flexibility, hopefully a little bit more resilience. 2 bad screens, particularly with my team power is slightly higher anyway. They have a mixed rainbow, they have a rainbow team, one of each colour, so there's no real advantage to trying to colour stack against any of the others. In theory, they are a lot weaker than me, but who knows? The luck I've had, anything could happen. So let's go into the attack. Now, I promised to talk a little bit about what different heroes do, and snipers, buffers, debuffers, etc., etc. I will try and explain a little bit more of that as we go on. Typically enough, as you can see, the game has decided to give me a screen full of red tiles, which is very frustrating as I have no reds. Let's just send that one up the corner. Oh, look, another red tile. Thank you, screen. Brilliant. There we go. So a ton of red tiles. I'm so glad I'm playing this right now. Anyway, so we talked a little bit about special skills and so on and so forth. The special skills that at the moment haven't really come up, but which hopefully will in a minute. Kaylani, staying alive, staying alive, staying alive. Right, so you can see that Kaylani in the centre has brought up a buff, what we call a buff. It was an increased defence, which she brought up. She also brought up a the Spirit Link. Those are all examples of buffs. Buffs can do anything. They have, well, I say do anything. There are lots of different kinds of buffs in the game. At the moment, I don't have any buffs up. I have a little companion who is the little weedy thing that has now appeared on Malia's head that makes it look like she's wearing a funky hat. Ooh, it's moving, look, it twitches. Ooh, twitchy. But that isn't technically the same as a buff. I do have a status ailment as well, which if you look at Gatto, he has a little blood drop in the bottom corner. That means that he is bleeding. That is a status ailment rather than a buff, because it means he will get weaker rather than stronger. Relatively straightforward, really. I'm not going to shoot Kaylani again because Kaylani's special's gone off. I'm going to try. It may not work. I don't know. I'm going to try and, there we go, finish off Burden. Burden is dead. Hooray. Bye-bye, Burden. And then I have used that on there now. I thought I might lose Balthazar there. So now I at least have a decent range of gems. I'm going to fire off the purple one because I've got a reasonable number of purples on the screen. Now I want to finish off, I think, let's see, I'm pretty sure Tyrum can finish this one off. I still haven't got any buffs of my own up. I do have buffs of my own, believe it or not, they just haven't come up yet. I'm going to fire off the blue gem, and I think that will win me this raid. Not quite. Okay, so Gatto, you won't really see it because it's going to be very, very brief. But when Gatto's special attack goes off, a buff will appear on mine. It's a little grey shield with a green cross in it, which means that I'm immune to status ailments. But that is one kind of buff. The buffs do many things. That is just one of them. So there we are. He has brought up his buff. Tyrum and Belith both remove buffs from the opposing team, from your enemies, and that makes them a debuffer, which is why we go there. Oh, excuse me, I've gone back onto that screen. I didn't intend to do that. No, I didn't intend to do that either. Here we are, back onto the tournament. Right, let's see who we get this time. Okay, it's fairly evident that I want to stack blues. Sorry, that's my scrolling noise. I would probably go with Ulmer because he's leveled up. Ulmer. I'm going to go with Ulmer. Ulmer can be really useful. His trouble is his mana's slow. He would have been a perfect hero in the last raid tournament, but that was 4 stars, of course. This one, he's going to make less difference, really. None of my other blues add buffs. Tyrum to remove buffs. Belith, also a buff remover and healer. Let me just have a look at their screen. They do have blue, they have green, they have yellow, they have every, yes. So they don't have a rainbow team, they have 2 reds, so 2 blues, definitely a good option for me. Let's see how we get on. So on their team, they have a couple of people who will set me on fire. They are status ailments that I could end up suffering from. They have Balthazar Valen, who is also a status ailment guy. He weakens you, he knocks your health down. Yes, so we shall see where this goes. So it's a nice-ish start with a few blue tiles there in a Nashgar. Yeah, no, not too bad, not too bad. Might be able to finish Nashgar off here with a quick yellow blast. There we go. Belith charging her mana. Let's see if I can set off. I could do really with setting off another blue. I don't think it's going to happen for a moment. That'll set off my blue guys. Yes, looking for that blue, or taking a bit of a turn for the worse, really. But there we go. Let's carry on. Belith is hopefully going to survive because I could do with her healing. Yes, that was good news. If Belith had died, then it could have been quite bad for me, really. It's just not many moves. I'm just really struggling to find a move. Sometimes that's the way it goes in the game. The screen seems to be against you. And it does seem to be against me a little bit today. I've had worse screens, I've had better screens. Definitely not going amazingly well. Gatto has therefore activated my buff, which is to be immune to status ailments, which is really good for the guys either side of him, particularly as, what do we call it, Carver and Valent both are guys who give you a status ailment of one kind or another. Malia is going to go off now. Malia, as I've sort of said before, is one of my favourites. Oh, that was a bit funny. He just sort of suddenly died. Ooh. 1 minute he was there, the next he wasn't. Carver, as you can see, his shield is reduced, which is good. I'm quite happy not that he hasn't got a shield. Oh, Gatto, you've come back to life. Hooray! Gatto survived when he probably should have died. So that's quite nice. And their state, he should have inflicted a... Oh no, he reduces mana. Sorry, he doesn't. I thought Carver reduced attack, but no, he reduces mana, which could have been annoying, but not hugely there. So that's another win. Not too bad, quite pleased with that. Moving on, we have a team with Hawkmoon as the tank, Gatto, similar to mine, Chockin, Carver, who we've just met, Bane, who blinds. I can't remember what Chockin does. What does Chockin do? Little chuckles here. Deals 215% damage. Target and nearby enemies get from -24 mana generation. So that is a status ailment as opposed to a buff. Status ailments are basically a bad buff. So let's go on in. Right. Oh, here we go. I'm going to take a risk here. I'm going to do this red across. Now, sometimes what you can get away with, you don't always get away with it. I'm trying to sort of set up a better combo of blues, I guess you would say. There we go. So that's 4 in a row blues, which then knocked out Hawkmoon in one clinical strike, so to speak. Gives me a sort of reasonably strong opening. I can then follow off Gatto out. Malia now free to go off. Malia will do quite a lot, and Malia, now all of my heroes again, now they've got their buff down at the bottom. It's that little little like RAF symbol, the little target there. It means that they are going to hit their target. It's a good buff to have. Sorry, it doesn't mean you're going to hit their target. It means they've got critical hit, increased chance of critical hit, which is quite useful. And because the game is boosting buffs on raids, that was the raid tournament special. That will mean that my heroes now do more damage on top of the extra damage they would already be doing. So it's particularly useful in this tournament. Let's see, we can fire that one off. Let's fire this one off. I think I'm hopefully going to win this. Now this will weaken. Bomb, off he goes. Gatto was ready. You could see Gatto had his special attack, but he's lost his special attack because, I say he lost it. His mana was delayed because Carver reduces your mana. Bane there doing some kind of withstand thing. Ooh, funky. I'm not sure what that means exactly. It didn't do him much good, but it maybe kept him alive a little bit longer. There we go. So, another raid. That was a good win. I was quite pleased with that one. That leaves me with one raid, I think, left to fight. One raid left to fight. This could still be where I crash out of the tournament. I'm really sorry that I actually didn't get to play you guys the one which I won, which I lost. Sorry, because I don't want people thinking I'm one of these YouTubers that goes, no, I'm only going to post good stuff. I think that your losses are probably as important, sometimes even more important than your wins, because anyone can win with the right screen, but learning from losses and learning from mistakes is also really important. And as I say, that's why, well, touch wood, it's working at the moment. I've changed my tactics and gone for 2-1-1-1. The 3 heroes against the tank tends to work better if you have a weaker team. It gives you a bit more of an advantage. If your team is weaker, it can offset that. But I'm guessing at the moment, as I've mainly got a strong team, I can risk it. Now these guys have gone for the dangerous Gunnar. Now Gunnar is quite dangerous. He puts up a buff which links Spirit Link, it's called. It's quite a nasty one. Brienne there in the corner, again quite a nasty booster. Belief is a debuffer for them, and Bane, we've met Bane a few times. Mostly, let's see, I am going to remove Ulma because I don't need another Ulma. I'm going to pop in, where are we going? Right down towards the bottom. Scrolling noise again. There we go. I'm going to put in Burden. Let me just check. They've got 2 greens, so I might. Do I swap Gatto for Nashgar? No, I think I'm going to leave it with that. However, I am just going to swap the troops round. Burden, being the stronger hero, will gain more from having the extra strong troops I've got. So I'll just make sure the troops are with the strongest heroes, And let's see how we get on. So it's 2-1-1-1. For my team, they've also actually gone 2-1-1-1, but for different reasons. Let's see. Risky. I'm going to go with this. That wasn't quite what I intended, but there we go. I want to be firing off greens, really. Reds, there's very little point in aiming for a red gem. I mean, it's handy that I can clear the screen of reds, but not very much use for anything else, because I don't really need to clear the screen of reds. I could so do with more greens, really, but let's see, if this just needed that combo, it would have been enough to just set things off. Oh well, never mind. The lack of a combo could be bad news for me. I might get away with this. You can see that Ganai's put their shields up. He still died. He was still weak enough that he got killed by that last blast, but it does mean now that they have, I would say, the edge on this raid. Let me just shuffle that over there again, out of the way. I don't think I'm going to be able to kill Beleith in one sort of strike, which is kind of what I need, really. Beleith hanging on in there. Yeah, that's it. Beleith has hung on. My greens, yes, that's it. I was hoping my greens would have enough energy to go off any second now. Bane. Oh, Malia's dead. There we go. Not good news from my team. Burden hopefully can finish off Beleith. Not quite. I'm going to use Gatto hopefully to nearly finish off what's his name? Bane, and I'll follow up to finish Bane off with that one. So I've cleared the right hand side of the screen. That's quite a good way. Now it gives me a bit of space to what they call ghost tiles, to send tiles out of the way so I can generate mana and everything else. So that can be quite useful. Let's see, yeah, there we go. The mana's boosted. Now, Brienne's attack can be quite dangerous. She can be quite a powerful hero. She's not going to be hugely dangerous here, because although she can boost everyone's attack, there's only herself left to benefit from it, because the rest of her team are dead. Going to use Gatto's attack, hopefully, in just a second. Calling Mr. Gatto. Let's see if we can finish this off. Gatto, some kind of weird frog lizard cross thing, who knows. Anyway, there we go. Blimey, I can't believe I'm still in the tournament. I really can't. I was pretty sure I was going to come crashing out of it today, but I've scraped through. I have won the 4 raids at the end, having only lost 1. There we go. That means at least my tournament, for me, the war is not over. The war will be over tomorrow, probably. Anyway, to just let everybody know as well, on the event quest, Guardians of Teltok, I should say, 121st, currently in rare. Not a bad score, not unhappy with it so far. Really, I am looking now to improve my scores for 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There are some pretty poor scores there, really. So I'm going to want to improve those to try and get myself into the top 100. Quite optimistic with that. Epic and Legendary still awaiting completion. Anyway, thank you once again, one and all, for watching. It's been very, very emotional, as these things tend to be. I cannot believe I'm still in it, and all I can say now is may death come swiftly to your enemies. Remember to subscribe, click the like and all the rest of it, and all the other things normal YouTubers say. Take care. Bye!